Buckeye Nation, what's poppin'? Crazy Dog coming at you on the Buckin' Crazy YouTube channel with some breaking news. And I'll be honest, I didn't think I'd have to be making this video, but here I am. As you see the tweet on your screen from Pete Thamel on Twitter, and I quote, sources, Ohio State defensive coordinator Jim Knowles is finalizing a 3-year deal to become the new defensive coordinator at Penn State. It averages $3.1 million over 3 years. So let me get this straight here, Mr. Knowles. You decided to leave a team coming off a national championship on the day that they celebrate said national championship, mind you, to go coach alongside Mr. I can't win a big game to save my life, James Franklin, at weak-ass Penn State. Now you may be wondering, what could have been the main factor here? I think it's a lot to do with the fact that he's from the area. I believe he is a Philadelphia native, so that was probably a big part. And I also heard he didn't really have the best relationship with some of the other defensive coaches on the staff. Because I heard Ryan Day mentioned Coach Knowles at the ceremony, which I believe Coach Knowles wasn't even there. I don't know where he was. Maybe he was on the trail or something, or maybe he knew he was gone. And it seemed like everyone else knew he was gone too. Because when Ryan Day mentioned Coach Knowles, really nobody gave a crap. They're like, oh yeah, he gone. Yeah. Now it's funny because over the past week or so, it sounded like he was probably going to Oklahoma if he wasn't going to come back. And then all of a sudden, Penn State comes up, and now he's going to coach at Penn State. And by the way, Ohio State plays Penn State next year, November 1st, at the Horseshoe. And I swear to God, if Fox takes that game and they put it at noon, I'm going to fight somebody. That game should be a night game. For real. I'm sick and tired of big noon kickoff. So annoying. I mean, after all, we had what? 5 of our last 6 games on big noon kickoff? And the only non-big noon kickoff game was the Northwestern game, which was on Big Ten Network. Still a noon game, but it was on Big Ten Network. Ooh. Now, as far as potential replacements for Mr. Knowles, shout out to Spencer Holbrook of Letterman Row on On3.com. He cooked up a very interesting list of potential replacements. The first one, of course, is Jeff Hafley, who is currently the Green Bay Packers defensive coordinator. He was actually the Ohio State Buckeyes D coordinator before he went to Boston College. And then, of course, he went to Green Bay, and that's where he's been since. I would love to bring him back. We saw how good our defense was with Coach Hafley. I would love to bring him back if he's down for it. The next name is Bryant Haynes, Indiana defensive coordinator. That would be interesting. That really would, right? And I'm sure Coach Haynes would love to go from coaching with that horny-ass Kurt Sidnetti to coach with a real coach like Ryan Day, who won a natty. Right? Yeah. They have another interesting name. Jim Leonard, Denver Broncos defensive pass game coordinator. Now, that name would get me buzzing for sure. I'd be down with that. John Heacock, Iowa State defensive coordinator. That'd be an interesting name. Then you have one of the popular names on Buckeye Twitter, as far as replacements go, Matt Guerrieri, who we brought in from Indiana, I believe, this past offseason to replace Perry Eliano, who left to coach with O.G. Walt. I don't know if we're going to go with an in-house replacement. I think the Buckeyes are going to be going outside to go get their guy. They're going to get a big name. But yeah, Matt G, or Coach G, whatever, he is the safeties coach at Ohio State. I wouldn't be mad if we promoted him, but I think they're going to go big fish to replace Coach Knowles. Other potential names, Texas defensive coordinator Pete Kwiatkowski, USC defensive coordinator D'Anton Lynn, Alabama defensive coordinator Kane Womack, Green Bay Packers linebacker coach Anthony Campanile, and finally, Pitt defensive coordinator Randy Bates, who is an Ohio State grad. I believe all the names mentioned have some sort of ties to Ohio State in some form. But Mr. Holbrook actually said for Pete Kwiatkowski, Ohio State has the money to get the best coordinator possible. We have extremely deep pockets and a damn good team. And I mean, I think the allure of winning another national title, that would draw anybody in. We could get whoever the hell we wanted. If we want you, we're going to get you. That's the way it is. Right? So, yeah, we'll see what happens there. But again, if any other names come up and once interviews start, I'll be doing videos on that stuff. And then once we officially hire somebody, I'll do a video for that. So that's pretty much all I got, guys. So as always, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that bell. And I'll tell you what, Mr. Knowles, you better be ready for November 1st at the shoot because that place is going to be hostile. Right? I mean, his sister was always going at it with Buckeye fans on Twitter. And if she thought this fan base was hostile then, imagine what it'll be like now that Jim Knowles is no longer our DC. And now they're an op. So, can't wait for that. But yeah, that's all I got. So with that being said, let's go Bucks. I'm Crazy Dog coming at you on the Buckin' Crazy YouTube channel. OH, I'm out. Bye-bye.